Okay? Yeah. We're going to silence all our phones. Okay. We're ready. We're green. All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's Gardena City Council meeting for Tuesday, August the 26th, 2025. Madam City Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Mayor Serta,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Henderson.
Here.
Councilmember Tanaka.
Here.
Councilmember Francis.
Here.
Councilmember Love.
Here.
All members of the council are present, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you. So tonight, we did not have closed session, so we're going to move on to our Pledge of Allegiance. So tonight, that will be led by Miguel Fernandez. So at this time, Miguel, please come forward, and everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, you may be seated. Miguel, stay in the front here. So today's Pledge of Allegiance was led by Miguel Fernandez, who is a Gardena Police Department Explorer. Miguel Fernandez is a sergeant with the Police Explorer program and has been part of the program for the past 3 years. He's in the 12th grade, attending Santa Fe High School. During his free time, Miguel likes to work out and go on ride-alongs. He aspires to be a police officer. So Miguel, is there anything you'd like to say, or did you invite anybody here with you tonight?
Yes, I did, ma'am. I'm here with Officer Cornejo and Officer Gutierrez.
Oh, very nice. Well, thank you guys for being here with him. Give him a round of applause, everyone, for supporting him. And is there anything you'd like to say?
Yes, ma'am. Madam Mayor and City Council, thank you for this opportunity again that you guys have given us. On the behalf of the Explorer program, we're always grateful for the continuous support you guys have shown us, and we'll always be representing the City of Gardena patch with pride and professionalism to uphold the standards of the city.
Okay,
right,
well,
very
thank you.
good.
I think he's going to be a great officer when
Good
that time
job.
comes. All right, I'm rooting for you. Thank you again for leading us.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So next, we're going to have our invocation. Tonight, that's going to be led by Reverend John Iwahara. So again, Reverend Iwahara, you have the floor, and everyone please stand for him.
Thank you. Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, on behalf of all the members of the clergy, please let me begin by thanking all of you for allowing us to meet together and bringing all the various spiritual traditions of Gardena together, and also for sponsoring all the different interfaith events and activities. Thank you for demonstrating how much richer we can become when we are able to share our differences. Thank you also for allowing us to begin your deliberations like this and reminding us what we are all a part of. In our Jodo Shinshu tradition of Buddhism, we focus our attention on Namo Amida Butsu, or the name of a Buddha, that literally means immeasurable life. It is a name that is meant to remind us how significant even a single life is. Although everyone here appears to be quite seasoned, I'd like to ask everyone to try to recall the moment that you were born and how much the world was changed because you were born. You made all the difference in the world. And if you can't remember and you have children of your own, please try to recall how special that moment was for you. That's how big a life is. Thank you for your deliberations and keeping in mind that what you are doing is helping to honor and protect all of our immeasurable lives. And although this may not seem like an invocation, please let me begin today's meeting by saying thank you. So with that, I'd like to conclude my words for you today.
Okay, thank you. Everyone may be seated. Okay, Reverend Iwahara, come back to the front here. I'm not done with you yet. So today's invocation was led by Reverend John Iwahara from Gardena Buddhist Church, which is located at 1517 West 166th Street, and that's in Gardena. Reverend John Iwahara has been assigned to the Gardena Buddhist Church since 2014 and was promoted to the head minister in 2017. He's also served temples in Fresno, Vista, and Venice, California, Seattle, Washington, and Toronto, Canada. Reverend Iwahara is a graduate of UCLA, where he received a Bachelor of Arts degree. He then went on to further his education at Wilfrid Laurier University in Canada, where he earned a Master's of Arts degree. He later attended Ryokoku University in Japan while preparing for the ministry. The Gardena Buddhist Church was founded in 1926 as a Jodo Shinshu Buddhist temple. Jodo Shinshu is a Buddhist school that was founded in Japan. Its main temple is located in Kyoto, Japan. Currently, the Gardena Buddhist Church also runs a Japanese language school. The Nakayoshi Japanese Language Immersion Nursery School and the Wisteria Chukako Summer Middle School program. The Gardena Buddhist Church is also host to the largest Obon Festival in Southern California. Reverend Iwahara, would you like to say anything?
Just to say how proud the entire temple community is in being a part of the city of Gardena. We will be celebrating our centennial next year, and we hope to invite many of you to help us to celebrate that very, very momentous event. So thank you, and yay, Gardena.
All right, I like it. Thank you again. Okay, so next on our agenda, it says presentations, but we're going to kind of switch it up just a little bit here. I am going to go a little out of order, something we've never done here before. So today, I'd like to take a moment to recognize someone here. Mr. Riley, if you can come to the front here, and I believe the principal here from Perry Middle School is here as well, and I'd like to bring him forward. So I want to tell you guys a little bit of why we're going to do this recognition. So over the weekend and through yesterday, I had been getting these text messages and emails about a very courageous thing Mr. Riley did. So one day last week, he was on a plane, Breeze Airway, where he was coming back from Virginia to LAX, and there was a very unruly passenger on there. And this passenger was just being very belligerent, and the stewardess wasn't able to control him, and he was getting out of hand. It was even said that he was zip-tied to his seat because apparently he must have had too much alcohol, and he was able to break loose and be very belligerent towards other people. And so the situation was getting very much out of hand. The stewardess, I believe at that point, asked if somebody could assist and help her. And Mr. Riley, I believe who's like 6'6" here from what I keep hearing, or how it was described as the linebacker dude, stood up, and he went to assist the stewardess in subduing the gentleman, holding him down so that they were able to safely land. Now, originally this plane was supposed to go from Virginia to LAX, but I believe they had to be diverted to Colorado. Becky, if you don't mind bringing the certificate up to me. And, you know, when I heard this story and everybody was talking about how amazing this was here, you know, I was thinking, I said, you know, he didn't just help out a stewardess, but he actually saved a lot of lives, because when you're up in the air, some 30,000 feet, it can go bad really quick for a lot of people. And, you know, oftentimes people are saying, you know, it's, you know, if the pilot, you know, once he's behind the locked door, nothing can happen. But you never know when somebody's being belligerent, how they can hurt people, just the chaos that they can cause when you're that high up in the air. And so one of the things that I thought would be very befitting to give Mr. Riley here is the key to the city. And the key to the city is something that we don't just hand out to anybody. And in my over 25 years of being involved in the city of Gardena, I've only seen it handed out to 2 people, and that's for their many, many years of community service. And so Mr. Riley definitely deserves this here. But the other great thing about Mr. Riley is he works right down the street at Perry Middle School, which I know all of you guys are familiar with. Yes. And he's joined. He is joined by the vice principal here of Perry Middle School. Sir, would you like to say anything about him? Because I know everybody keeps talking about what a great guy he is.
Well, I mean,
because you know him personally.
It speaks for itself. I mean, I've only been at Perry Middle School. This is my second year there. And upon arriving at Perry Middle School, Mr. Wright was one of the first people that I met. And the way that he goes out of his way to serve our school community and serve our students is just immeasurable. And what we saw him do is the kind of leadership that he exudes at our school on a daily basis, and working with our children and giving them inspiration, and they all look up to him. And he's just one of a kind.
You know what? And actually, you're right. One of the testimonies I heard, one of the young people saying about how he always told them to do the right thing, and that was just what was caught on camera, unknowing to him. It just showed his students, along with the rest of the world, this was the right thing to do, to help somebody else out in need and not just sit there. So we have a certificate that we'd like to present. It says, Key to the City of Gardena, California, presented to Rayshawn Riley, and this is an official acknowledgement of his bravery and heroic efforts. So we, the mayor and the members of the City Council of the City of Gardena, California, do hereby deem it a distinct honor to commend you for your heroic efforts and quick thinking in a moment of crisis during a Breeze Airways flight, and your bravery is commendable. And so this here is being presented on the 26th day of August. It's a certificate, as well as we do have the Key to the City that we're going to present to you. And the City Council will come down and take a picture with you. But before we do that, is there anything that you would like to say, sir?
I am so speechless. It's a great honor. I did not expect this for something that I acted off instinct, and I had no idea that it was going to turn this big, because I feel like every man that's probably in this room would have done the same thing I did. I just happened to be on that airplane, and I thank you so much. I'm honored, and we're going to celebrate this tomorrow at work.
There you go. All right, everyone, please give him a big round of applause. And I'm going to ask the council to please join me in the front. We want to take a picture as well as give you the Key to the City.
So crazy. Appreciate you, man.
Okay, thank you, everyone, for just indulging us for a few moments to take a moment just to recognize Mr. Riley. And, I'm sorry, his family, his wife and his kids are here as well. Please stand up and let's just give you a round of applause here. Thank you guys again for being here. Stand up, stand up. We're going to embarrass you just a little bit. Thank you guys again. We're very proud of you and your entire family. Okay, so next we're going to move on to our next presentation, item number 6A, Certificate of Recognition to Stephen Rogers for his service to the community as a member of the Gardena Economic Business Advisory. And as Steve Rogers, or as we like to call him Captain America, comes forward, we have a certificate I'm going to read. It says Certificate of Recognition presented to Steve Rogers, an official acknowledgement and genuine appreciation of over 7.5 years of exemplary dedication, community leadership, and service as a member of the Gardena Economic Business Advisory Commission, also known as GBAC. So we, the mayor and members of the City Council of the City of Gardena, California, deem it a distinct honor and pleasure to commend you on your efforts and to extend sincere best wishes for good health, happiness, and a well-deserved success in future endeavors. This too was also presented on August 26th of today, and we'd have a certificate for Mr. Rogers. And Steve, you have the microphone if you'd like to say anything.
I got a microphone. Stand by. To the mayor and all of the council members, thank you so much. It's been an honor, and it has been a pleasure for me to have served during this period of time. It's been challenging at moments, but it's been fond. And I know that there was one time I made a presentation that said, "We build it and they will come." And I truly believe that if Gardena continues to build it, they will come. And this city will thrive for decades to come. So with that, thank you so much for recognizing me. I appreciate it. I was quite surprised when I got the phone call that said you were doing this. I had to answer the phone while I was at the beach. And every day is now a Saturday.
Good.
So thank you so much. Appreciate
Okay,
it.
thank you again, Steve, for all your hard work and dedication. We really appreciate you. Okay, next on our agenda here is we have our Gardena Events video presentation. Okay, we can go ahead and put it up. Actually, while you're putting that up, let me do some quick housekeeping here. So today, if you'd like to participate in our meeting, you can participate in the following ways. You can view our meeting live on Spectrum Channel 22 or online at youtube.com/City of Gardena. You can also participate in the meeting by emailing our Deputy City Clerk at publiccomments@cityofgardena.org by 5 p.m. on the day of the meeting and write public comments in our the subject line. Or you can attend the meeting in person, as all of you are doing. Regarding public comments, the City Council will hear from the public on any item on the agenda or any item of interest that is not on the agenda at the following times. If it is an agenda item, at the time the City Council considers the item or during oral communications. If it's a non-agenda item, it'll be during oral communications. If it's a public hearing, at the time the public hearing is listed on the agenda. If you wish to address the council, please complete a speaker request form, and it looks like this here, and present it to the city clerk or the sergeant at arms. Can you raise your hand? You will be called to the podium by name when it's your turn to address the council. The City Council cannot legally take any action on any item not scheduled on the agenda. Such items may be referred for administrative action or scheduled on a future agenda. Members of the public wishing to address the City Council will be given 3 minutes to speak. We also have standards of behavior that promote civility at all of our public meetings. We treat everyone courteously here. We listen to others respectfully. We exercise self-control, and we give open-minded considerations to all viewpoints. We focus on the issues and we avoid personalizing debate, and we embrace respectful disagreement and dissent as democratic rights, inherent components of an inclusive public process, and tools for foregoing sound decisions. So at this time, I'd just like to thank all of you for your attendance as well as your cooperation. And I believe next we have our video. Okay. So next up, we have a proclamation here, and this here is for Prostate Cancer Month. So it reads as follows. Whereas prostate cancer is the most frequently diagnosed cancer in men and the second leading cause of cancer death in men, and whereas 1 in 8 men have a lifetime probability of developing prostate cancer, and whereas the American Cancer Society estimates that there will be 313,780 new cases of prostate cancer. Lost my spot here. Becky, I think you moved. Oh, there we go. That's okay. No, okay. Let's see. Whereas the American Cancer Society estimates that there will be 313,780 new cases of prostate cancer in the U.S. in 2025, resulting in an estimated 35,770 deaths. And whereas risk factors for prostate cancer are increasing age, African ancestry, a family history of the disease, and certain inherited genetic conditions. Whereas the American Cancer Society recommends that men have a conversation with their health care provider and make an informed decision about whether to be tested for prostate cancer. And whereas the City of Gardena joins communities across our nation to increase the awareness about the importance of early detection and testing for prostate cancer, and at this time, we proclaim September 2025 to be Prostate Cancer Awareness Month in the City of Gardena and urge all citizens to help call attention to the benefits of screening in the early detection and effective treatment of this disease. With that, okay. Yeah, okay. Give it a round of applause, everybody. We're recognizing, hopefully somebody heard that. Thank you. Okay, next we have, I don't believe we have any appointments tonight. Oh, my apologies. They did, sir, please come forward. Will you be accepting it, the proclamation? I will. Okay, please come forward. I apologize. I didn't have it in my notes that you were here for that. I'm so sorry, but please come forward. Please state your name and if there's anything you'd like to say in relation to that. Sorry.
Well, thank you, Madam Mayor and City Council. It's a blessing and an honor to be here. You were right about just about everything that you said regarding prostate cancer. I can tell you that as a 2-time prostate cancer survivor, I really don't know why I'm still here. Still here. I did surpass the 5 and 10-year survival rate, so that's a blessing. And as I stand before you today, I am still alive and I'm cancer-free. So, yay!
Yeah, all right.
And that's mostly because I keep up with my screenings. Screenings finds cancer early and saves lives. Okay, guys, this is really directed to the men. We want all the men to know that prostate cancer is a weird evil, and it can produce itself whenever it gets ready. It doesn't discriminate. It's all over the place. And it's gotten worse since my first diagnosis back in 2007. So I just every year, these numbers, they continue to rise, and I'm just so ashamed of that. I don't like it. But I'm hopeful that our objective is to reduce or eliminate the prostate cancer disparity within our country. I'd hope to see that at some point before I leave this earth. So we want to encourage all men to please get tested. Please get tested. It's the blood test. It's called the PSA. And not the finger poke, but the blood test. Okay, that's the best measure these days for prostate cancer. Ladies, please share that with your men that are not here today to hear this message. And we just want to encourage all men. Men should be tested every year unless their doctor says otherwise, Madam Mayor. Okay. So that's how that goes. And guys, please know your numbers. Because when you test again next year, you can compare what your numbers were this year compared to what that new number is. Okay? And that way, you can have an even more informed conversation with your doctor because you know your numbers. and the doctor will have additional information for you, or should have. Okay, or you can contact one of these support group somewhere, or an organization like us, the Men's Cancer Network. We're here for you men. We're here for you. We've been there. We know what it is. We know what this thing is. We know what it can do. So we want to save lives. Thank you so much, Madam Mayor and City Council. Thank you so much for this blessing. This is a blessing and honor. And I'm glad, so glad that the City of Gardena will hear that you have recognized September as Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. That is awesome. That is awesome. I wish every city does that. Okay? God bless you. God bless you all. Thank you so
again,
much.
sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So next, we're going to move on to our consent calendar. Madam City Clerk, did we have anybody from the public wishing to speak on any item on the consent calendar?
No, we do not, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you. And does any member of the council have any items that they would like to discuss separately on this item here? Okay, if not, can I get a motion to approve the consent calendar? Oh, just hit your button. Okay. Okay. Madam City Clerk, there was a motion made by Councilmember Tanaka and a second by Councilmember Francis. Can we start the vote? Okay, we can end the vote.
We have 5 yeas: Tanaka, Henderson, Serta, Francis, and Love.
Okay, thank you. So next, we're going to move on to Planning and Environmental Quality Commission action sheet here. There's 2 sections here. Section 11A from the August 19, 2025 meeting. It was the Environmental Assessment 17-24, the CUP 7-24. The Planning Commission and Environmental Quality Commission reviewed a request for a conditional use permit, CUP 7-24, to allow the operation of private vehicle storage facility within 2 existing industrial buildings totaling 23,334 square feet located in the general industrial M2 zone in accordance with the Gardena Municipal Code, section 18.46.030.c. The applicant is Mr. Farah from Westside Collection Car Storage. And the commission voted 4-0 on this. The Planning and Environmental Quality Commission approved resolution number PC 12-25 by a 4-0 vote, with 1 commissioner absent, approving the conditional use permit 7-24 and environmental assessment 17-24, determined the project exempt and directed staff to file a notice of exemption. So at this time, does any member of the council, would they like to call for a review? If not, we will receive and file. The second item is item number 11B from the August 19th meeting. It was environmental assessment 7-25, conditional use permit 2-25. The Planning Commission and Environmental Quality Commission reviewed a request for a conditional use permit, CUP 2-25, per section 18.32.030.b of the Gardena Municipal Code to allow the on-site sale and consumption of beer and wine with a new restaurant located in the general commercial C3 zone. The applicant is Vicky's Bubbly Cafe, located at 14782 Crenshaw Boulevard. And the commission, their action was the Planning and Environmental Quality Commission approved resolution number PC 11-25 by a 4-0 vote with 1 commissioner absent, approving conditional use permit 2-25 and environmental assessment 7-25, determined the project to be exempt and directed staff to file a notice of exemption. So at this time, does any member of the council like to call for a review? If not, we will receive and file this as well. Next, we're going to move on to item number 11C, which was the August 19th meeting as well, where it was environmental assessment 2-25, site plan review 1-25, and tentative parcel map 1-25. The Planning Commission and Environmental Quality Commission reviewed a request for an approval of an environmental assessment, EA 2-25, site plan review, SPR 1-25, and tentative parcel map, TPM 1-25, tentative parcel map number 84583, to allow for the construction of a multifamily residential condominium development consisting of 3-story townhome units, which is 1,684 square foot living area per unit, exclusive of 550 square foot garage and 100 square foot deck on a 7,405 square foot lot in the medium density multifamily residential zone, which is the R3 zone, in accordance with section 18.44.010.a and chapter 17.08 of the Gardena Municipal Code, GMC. The applicant is Mason Zojaji, and the location is 15903 Brighton Avenue. And the commission action was the Planning and Environmental Quality Commission action approved resolution number PC 10-25 by a vote of 3-1, with one commissioner absent, approving the site plan review 1-25 and tentative parcel map 1-25 and environmental assessment 2-25. Determine the project exempt and directed staff to file a notice of completion. So at this time, does any member of the council wish to call for a review? Okay, if not, we'll receive and file. Next up is oral communications. It looks like we have just one here. Tavis Hernandez from LA County Library. Please come forward. Just want to remind you, you have 3 minutes to speak.
Good evening, Good evening, Honorable Mayor and members of City Council. My name is Travis Hernandez. I am the manager of Masa Sato Library, and I'm here to share some of the events going on at both the LA County Library branches here in town. Starting with Masa Sato, join us on Tuesday, September 2nd from 3 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. for Smarty Pants Story Time. Let's get ready for school, enjoy some books, songs, rhymes, and movements, while learning school readiness skills and having some fun for ages 2 to 5 with their parents or caregivers. That story time will be followed up by a parent cafe from 3:30 to 4 p.m. A parent cafe is an opportunity to chat with other parents and caregivers and get parenting tips from a Triple P accredited librarian. Over at Gardena Mamie Deer Library next door, before animation there was the Zoetrope. Join us on Saturday, September 6th from 2 to 3 p.m. for a journey through cinema history and make your own Zoetrope device for ages 13 to 17. On Thursday, September 11th from 10:15 a.m. to 11:15 a.m., come be part of the Ability Alliance Club for the day of fun and excitement, open to adults with intellectual and developmental differences as well as their caretakers. Lastly, on Saturday, September 20th from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., we have our book club for adults. The book is The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry by Rachel Joyce. Join us for a lively discussion. Copies of the books are available at the customer service desk and on the Libby app. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Madam City Clerk, have we had any oral communications that have come in since the last council meeting?
Yes, Madam Mayor. We had one written email that came in after 5 o'clock and became part of the agenda packet and has been distributed to all.
Okay, thank you. Okay, with that being said, we're going to move on to item number 14A. Mr. City Manager.
Mayor Serta, members of City Council. Agenda item 14A is resolution number 6698, adopting a resolution establishing fees for vacant property program registration and renewal as authorized pursuant to ordinance number 1882, and finding that fee resolution is exempt from CEQA under guideline section 15273 and Public Resources Code section 21080B8. The adoption of this resolution is statutorily exempt from the requirements of CEQA because these fees are imposed to meet operating expenses through cost recovery of staff wages incurred by the city, and the adoption of the resolution falls within the exemptions for local agency decisions specified in Public Resources Code section 21080B8 and CEQA guideline section 15273. On June 10, 2025, Council adopted ordinance number 1882 to establish the Vacant Property Registry Program, requiring the registration of vacant, abandoned, and foreclosed residences under Chapter 9.72. To adopt implementation and enforcement, staff conducted a cost analysis and proposed fee consistent with similar programs in other jurisdictions. The $245 registration fee and the $245 annual renewal fee reflects the city's cost of service, including the code enforcement labor and a one-time platform fee from a third-party provider. The registration and renewal fees will be collected through a third-party property registration platform at the time of registration, with $125 retained for data collection fees and the remaining balance remitted to the city. So what is required tonight is to open a public hearing, receive testimony from the public, allowing 3 minutes for each speaker, and close the public hearing, and approve resolution number 6698. Find that the adoption of the resolution is exempt from provisions of CEQA and direct staff to file a notice of exemption.
Okay, thank you. Will there be a presentation on this? No?
Staff doesn't have a presentation. As you recall, back on June 10th, as the city manager mentioned, that's where the discussion happened about the ordinance. This is strictly just the resolution for fees. And we did come up with a fee of $245 annually. $125 is what we're estimating to go to a platform of a third party. And then the other $120 would be about an hour's work of a code enforcement officer.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that being said, at this time, we're going to go ahead and open the public hearing. Madam City Clerk, do we have anybody wishing to speak on this item?
No, we do not, Mayor.
Okay. Does any member of the council have any questions or comments? Okay. So we're going to start with Councilmember Henderson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Since I'm the impetus for this ordinance, again, this is something that I learned last year at the League of Cities in speaking to other cities in regards to how they handle crime and vacant properties and different things like that. And I shared that, well, if our code enforcement happens to stumble on a property that's vacant and there's got negative activity in there, squatters, gang activity, drug use, we want to get that out of our community with the vacant houses. And another city, again, we want to be a best practice city. They said, well, we don't have to do that because we have a list of abandoned properties, so we can actually send our public safety directly to these locations to make sure that there is no negative activity occurring. So I brought this to our city so we can, again, improve and increase our quality of life by making sure that any abandoned property that seems to be available, we don't have to wait for our community to call us. We can proactively address the issue and address the owners of that property to make sure that it's secured, it's safe, it's locked up, there's no graffiti, there's no negative activity occurring in this environment. So I just wanted to further clarify that for my colleagues in the community.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Francis?
There we go. Part of it says that there's a one-time platform fee from a third-party provider. Who is the third-party provider? I couldn't quite figure that out in the report.
Yes, Councilwoman. So as far as now, we don't have an exact selected third-party vendor yet, but staff has already been researching on some of the other cities who are already using a third-party vendor to see, who are the options. So staff has conducted an open market bid to reach out to about 3 vendors to find out how much it is to cost and what are some of the programs that they offer through the third-party vendor. So we do have a selection that we are researching right now, but we don't have a selected vendor yet.
And one more question, please. What's the third-party provider going to do?
So it's a platform where it's a data collection platform. So when a applicant comes in to apply for this registration, this platform will be used to register, pay the fee, and also from the city's standpoint, for city to have an access to the list of all the abandoned, vacant, foreclosed properties within the city of Gardena, whether they're already registered or they are just a potential properties that has been identified by this platform. Besides from just also providing the actual platform, Once the third party identifies a new property that may be under foreclosure, they will actually send out, they will be contacting the potential applicant, send them a letter and let them know that the city has an adopted ordinance under the municipal code and that they must register within a certain time frame. So they also do the informing of the ordinance that's in place, and also they do collect the platform, or I'm sorry, the actual data for the city.
So it's one-time platform. Is it digital? Is it digital, or is there a person that's sitting typing it in, or it's hard for me to get a picture of what it's going to look like.
Yeah, it's very similar to hiring a consultant, where this consultant has this platform, very similar to other platforms we use, for example, for planning and building and safety. There's a system we call Trackit, where we keep a track of all the permit system. It's going to be very similar. It's a platform the consultant actually does all the data collection for us, and we as a user for the city will have an access to the data.
Okay, and just one more question. I know with the over the city of Los Angeles, if I wanted to go downtown to the tax collector's office, assessor's office, I can find out. They can give me a list of properties and abandoned or who owns it and all that, and then I can do my research. And if I want to go contact the person and buy it or arrange some kind of deal, so will this do any of that for us? Can I, as a person outside, just type in or come to the office and say, I'm interested in a list of vacant properties? Can you all will the office be able to provide this list for me?
Yeah, that will be a public information that they would have to file with.
But the staff here will have access to this information. And so if I came in and said, I'm looking for a list of vacant properties or foreclosed properties, can you provide me that list? So would staff here do it, or would you send me to someplace else?
Councilmember Francis?
Yes.
I think we addressed this question last time. So the question is, once we have this registry and people have registered for this, if someone were to come in and request for a list of this information of people that have gathered under a PRA, Public Records Request Act. So we then do a balancing act, right? Whether the information that's to be released outweighs the health and safety and protection of that information. From this standpoint, and it was the city attorney's opinion, one of the main concerns is oftentimes when a property is vacant, it will be targeted for, someone to trespass or, go onto the property to try to take control of the property. So under a PRA for the city's platform, under this, we would decline that request for public information based on the safety of those property owners that are registered under this program.
All right, thank you. I didn't have that in my notes from last time, so thank you for refreshing me.
Okay, Councilmember Love? You took it off?
That was my concern. So Councilwoman Francis asked the question. But I do want to ask, you said that you guys have already set the fee, but you haven't determined who the third party was. But you determined the fee. Can you state how you calculated the fees?
Yes, so the fee was based on the proposal that we received from the vendors, and that was the collectively the same fee that was provided by the vendors.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. If there are no more questions at this time, can I get a motion to?
Madam Mayor, did we close the public
Oh,
hearing?
I'm sorry. Thank you. Yes. So at this time, the public hearing is closed. And if I can get a motion to adopt a resolution establishing fees for vacant property program registration and renewal, as well as authorize pursuant to ordinance number 1882 and findings that the fee resolution is exempt from CEQA under guidelines section 15273 and Public Resource Code, section 21080B8. Actually, the resolution is 6698, if I can get a motion for that. No. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm looking this wrong. Madam City Clerk, motion was made by Councilmember Love. Okay. Oh, these are from the questions. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, give me 1 second here. Everybody, hold on. Everybody pull back off your screen. 1 second, everyone. Okay, so at this time, can I get a motion to adopt resolution number 6698? Is there a second? Okay. Madam City Clerk, there was a motion made by Councilmember Francis and a second by Councilmember Henderson. Will you call the roll? Or start the vote, I'm sorry. You did or did not? No, I meant Councilman Francis. You did or did not? Oh. The buttons, everybody was hitting and taking it up and down, so, okay. Okay. Okay, if everyone can vote. Okay, there we go. Madam City Clerk, can we end the vote? Okay.
The motion has passed with 4 yeas, Tanaka, Henderson, Serta, Francis, and a nay. Love.
Okay, thank you. Next up is item number 14B. Mr. City Manager.
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, agenda item 14B is consideration of a contract with SPCA LA for animal sheltering and services. Since 2021, the city has utilized the services of Los Angeles Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, or SPCLA, for animal sheltering and services. For the past 4 years, staff has evaluated their services and has been completely satisfied with the services provided. SPCALA has been both accessible, the shelter is located in Hawthorne, and responsive in assisting our animal control division. On June 4, 2025, SPCALA notified staff that monthly service fees would increase from $19,300 to $23,900 per month. However, the fees for the daily holding of animals past the initial 3 days will remain the same at $100 per day. This monthly service fee increase is largely due to a rise in animal intake numbers. The animal intake number in 2024 was 890, and it has since increased to approximately 1,031 annually. Besides the Los Angeles County Carson Animal Shelter, other agencies with competitive rates such as SIACA and Humane Society either do not service the area of Gardena or do not have the capacity to take on new clients. The general fund estimated amount of $289,800 for fiscal year 25-26 and 26-27. This is included within the amended general fund budget for fiscal years 25-26 and will be included in the general fund budget for 26-27. What's required tonight is approve the contract between the city and SPCALA for the 12-month term beginning September 1st, 2025 through August 31st, 2026.
Okay, thank you. Madam City Clerk, do we have anybody from the public wishing to speak on this item?
No, we do not, Mayor.
Okay, does any member of the council have any questions or comments at this time? Okay, Councilmember Francis.
All right, thank you. There's a lot more buttons pushed this time. So I'm just looking at it. It went from $19,000 per month to $23,000 per month. And how many animals? I'm sorry. Oh, how many animals are we talking about? I mean, do we have an idea of? I mean, are they? It's a lot of money.
Right. So the animal intake, like I said, from 2024 was 890, and that increased to 1,031. So there is a substantial increase in animal intake. So obviously, when we bring animals to SPCALA, within the 3 days, they take on this responsibility of assessing the animals, getting them vaccinated, and then getting them adopted.
Okay.
Right. Anything beyond the 3 days, and if there's any special circumstances that is attached to the animal, i.e., if there's an ongoing case, for instance, animal abuse or whatnot, it's being investigated by the LA County or other jurisdictions, they may place a hold on the animal, and it's on us to pay the $100 per day holding fee. So within this, we budgeted 30 days of that $100 per day, and that's why you see there's a difference of $3,000 from 286, 800 to 289.
And this 890 animals, all from Gardena?
Oh, yeah.
800?
Yes, they have to have been found within the borders of Gardena.
I was going to ask, how do you know? But I'm just kind of.
So it's a variety of animals.
Yeah.
It could be like a. Greg,
There's no, there's no distinction between size, whether It could be a large Rottweiler, it could be a little poodle. There's a flat fee across there.
Okay, and so they're telling us that they've collected 890 animals and increased to 1,000 animals just from City Gardena.
Yes.
And how do we verify? I mean, it just seems like a lot to me. It just seems like, because as I drive around Gardena, I don't see 800 animals roaming around or any.
I credit our animal control for that.
Perhaps so.
They're doing a good job.
Perhaps so, but it's just kind of, I mean, I know you do catch them, but it seems like somebody else would see them besides animal control. Or
No, I think
I
you're
don't know,
right.
maybe-
I think you're.
I'm just trying to
you're
figure out
in
how do we.
Yeah, you're in a unique city where the city takes animal control pretty seriously, and we have a full-time animal control officer, and not only that, but all 4 of our code enforcement officers are also trained in animal control. And on top of that, we have a part-timer that works sometimes on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, and sometimes holidays. So I've been, this is my 6th city, and I will tell you that you will drive through cities and you'll see a dead squirrel, cat, possum in the street for days. Here in Gardena, it's usually picked up within that same day, and unless it's like a holiday and we don't have someone. So they're out there. I can attest to it. When I first started here, we only had 1 animal control officer. So if you're driving the streets, you'd see myself out there picking them up. And that's no joke. I had to do it because I don't like to see raccoons in the street either. So, but believe it or not, they're out there sweating out there in the heat, doing the stuff that no one else wants to do.
I have a raccoon problem in my house, but if you all want to, who do I call?
We have an animal control line,
Okay.
but we can go ahead and email that to you.
All right, thank you. 800 animals, okay. That's a pretty, I'm just trying to figure out how do we document that? Are they just, that's a lot of animals. They check them off? All right.
Okay, Councilmember Love.
I just wanted to address Councilwoman Francis' concern. That number is high. I run a nonprofit that deals with animals, and the number is not just by the ones that the city takes in. That particular shelter, if you find a dog or animal of any kind, rabbit, whatever, and you take it to that particular shelter, they'll ask you, where did you find it? And if it's in the city of Los Angeles, because if you find it someplace else that they don't take them in, they will. But I literally get sometimes up to 50 calls a week because of the housing. I get a lot of calls from people who are surrendering their animals because they have to relocate. They're going into the hospital. There's a number of reasons, and I literally just rehomed my last dog 2 weeks ago that I've had since December. So that number that Greg is talking about, it is a legitimate number. And it's not just like if you even see on social media, you'll see people posting lost dogs that they found on this street or that street. And then when they turn those dogs into that particular shelter, they have to identify. And they also have to pay sometimes to surrender the dogs. But yeah, that's a legit number.
Yeah, and just for an example, just this morning, on one call, we had to take in 14 cats.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just one call for one day out of 365 days of the year is 14. So put things in perspective.
Thank you. Because you look at those numbers and think, my goodness. But yeah, I do. I see one that's on social media right now that's looking for a home, somebody to foster. So thank you, though. I appreciate the report. Is this a no-kill shelter?
Hold on. Yeah, we just want to go in order to make sure we hit this here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to stick to this.
Oh, that's all right. Go ahead, Madam Mayor.
Do you have a question or another comment?
Yeah, I did. Wait, you want to get
Hit the
somebody
button.
else? Oh, I had to push the button. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Just keep with protocol.
Yeah, thank you.
Go ahead.
I'll get used to this in a minute. We have a new system for those not watching or paying attention. You have to push buttons to talk now, and you just don't raise your hand anymore. So it's nice. You just have to remember to do it. But request granted. So my other question is: is this a no-kill shelter?
Yes, SBCALA is a no-kill shelter.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so if there are no other questions, Madam City Clerk, I did ask you, did we have anybody from the public on this? Did I not, or did?
I don't believe so, but we don't.
Okay, we don't. Okay, thank you. So at this time, if I can get a motion to approve the contract between the city and SPC CALA for a 12-month term beginning September 1st, 2025 through August 31st, 2026. So Madam City Clerk, at this time, a motion was made by Councilmember Tanaka and a second by Councilmember Francis. Will you initiate the vote? Okay, we can end the vote.
The motion passes with 5 yeas, Tanaka, Henderson, Serta, Francis, and Love.
Okay, thank you. All right, next up is item number 20A. Mr. City Manager.
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, agenda item 20A is approval of the 2025 Gardena Wall of Fame, committee recommendations for individual inductions to the Gardena Wall of Fame. It is recommended that the City Council discuss and consider the approval of the 2025 Gardena Wall of Fame Committee's selection of individuals to be inducted in the Gardena Wall of Fame. Gardena Wall of Fame Selection Committee, Sherry Farmer, Deborah Griffin, Rachel Johnson, Nachua Ogi, Becky Romero, and Stephanie Santine carefully reviewed each nomination packet received for the 2025 induction ceremony. The committee then met on Monday, August 11, 2025, to discuss the nominations and vote on induction recommendations. After careful deliberation and discussion, the committee respectfully recommends that the following persons to be inducted in the 2025 Gardena Wall of Fame: Marcelina Almaraz, posthumously, Michael Sefel, Philip A. Johnson Sr., Susanna Welts Medina, and Woods Rayburn Woolwine Jr. Each of the recommended inductees met all of the required criteria of the Gardena Wall of Fame nomination, including 25 years or more of community service, nomination petition of 25 signatures, and a complete file with sufficient background proof of accomplishments, and at least 5 years removed from the Gardena elected office. A minimum of 80% committee vote is required to receive the committee's recommendation, and each nominee received at least 83% of the committee's recommendation. The 2025 Gardena Wall of Fame induction ceremony will be held at the City Hall lawn on Saturday, September 13, 2025, at approximately 7 p.m. There is no financial impact. What's required tonight is discuss and consider committee recommendations.
Okay, thank you. Madam City Clerk, do we have anybody from the public wishing to speak on this item?
No, we do not.
Okay, thank you. Does any member of the council have any questions or comments at this time? Okay, I have a question. You know what? Go ahead. Okay, because I normally don't hit the button, so you can go ahead first. Go ahead. Councilman Francis, go ahead.
Thank you. So along with it talks about 25 more years community service, nomination petition, and then complete a file of accomplishments with at least 5 years removed from elective office. That's elective office, but what about staff members? Was there anything mentioned about staff members in the that was submitted to committee? You know how a person would qualify. Was there anything, when we considered all the...
I don't believe we have any nominations that are staff members here.
Well, not current staff members, but recent staff member.
We have one recent staff member, but the person meets all the requirements.
Oh, sorry, you want to have... could you tell me about just 25 years, 25 signatures on a petition, and then it talks about community service.
So the criteria would be 25 years of or more community service, nomination petition of 25 or more signatures, and a complete file with sufficient background proof of accomplishments, and at least 5 years removed from Gardena elected office.
All right, but it didn't mention anything about staff, folks. Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry, you wanted to comment, or am I?
No, I was just here to answer any questions you may have.
Okay. The nomination petition, what did it say? Because I haven't seen it, or I may have seen it, just forgot about it, so.
All the all the nominations forms were included in the agenda packet.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, thank you so much. Could you refresh my memory? It's a little short, but you don't mind.
For
Just-
which, for which,
just, was there a general type petition or general information, or everything was specific? Was there just like a general statement, and then you collect the petition, the signatures for the petitions, just?
yeah, so the nomination form included the nominees' information, who they were nominated by, the declaration of nomination, petition of the signatures, list of awards or recognitions, any corresponding newspapers, and a list of references.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Bluff?
I think what Councilwoman Francis is trying to get at, and I am have a question about it too, is out of the 5 nominees, one of them was an employee. So how does he consider? How is he considered a 25 years of community service when his tenure at the city was his job?
Well, the committee reviewed the applications, and there was nothing on the procedures that says that employees can't be recognized.
Right, but how did his application, so there was sufficient information in his application where he showed that he's done 25 years of community service that did not commingle or was a part of his job? I guess that's what the concern is, and that's what Councilwoman Francis and I both are kind of questioning the validity of the community service that he did.
So there was nothing on the procedures that it said that no employee, or the committee reviewed the nomination forms, and they believe that each candidate qualifies to be in the Wall of Fame.
So in his application packet, it was verifiable that he was able to prove that during his 30 years as a police officer in the city of Gardena, that he also did 25 years or more of community services. I guess that's what the question is, that his application submitted was able to determine the difference and the separation between what his job was and what he did in community service.
Yes, the committee believed so.
And Councilmember, that application packet is included and is part of the what was submitted as part of that application is before you, and it was made part of the record and is part of this addenda packet. So you have exactly what the committee was able to review.
Right, and I thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Okay, Councilmember Henderson?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to remind everybody that we have 2 members that were employees on the list, and part of their job was community service along with other community work that they've done. So I don't think we should exclude anybody as part of their job or not working for the city of Gardena, living in the city of Gardena, dedicating their life to the city of Gardena. So, and because we didn't make a qualification that you could not be an employee of the city of Gardena, I think the list is justified.
Okay. All right, Councilmember Tanaka?
I guess just a matter of order. I am on that wall, and I was a city employee with the police department.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let me undo these. All right, if there are no other questions or comments, the only question I have is, so are there only so many that we're going to nominate? For instance, are we just saying it's only going to be 2, or the council week can choose as a group? If we have 5 here, we can go with all 5?
Yeah, we can
choose
go
to?
with all 5. There's, on the procedures, there's nothing that states there's a specific number.
Okay. Madam City Clerk, not Clerk, Madam City Attorney, can we vote on these as a group, or do we need to vote on these separately?
I would recommend you take them each individually.
Okay, thank you. All right, that being said, if there are no more questions here on this, let me go back to, get out of attachments. Okay. So at this time, at this time, is there a motion to appoint Marcelino Alvarez to the Wall of Fame? Is there a motion second? Okay, Madam City Clerk. It didn't show mine. I'll go ahead and put you 2. Motion was made by Councilmember Henderson and a second by, wait, I'm sorry, everybody keeps switching. Okay. Okay, but I saw you hit it too. Did you pull back too? Okay, so motion was made by Councilmember Henderson and seconded by Councilmember Love. Will you initiate the vote? Councilmember Henderson and Love is a second, okay. Why did it pull back? Yes, we are. Go ahead and, we're voting. We can end the vote now? Okay, can you jump?
Motion passes. 3 yeas, Tanaka, Henderson, Serta, Francis, and Love.
Okay, thank you. Do you mind jumping back screens for me? Okay, so at this time, is there a motion to appoint Mike Safel to the Wall of Fame? Okay, there was a motion by Councilmember Love. Okay, wait, you pushed it and then you pull back. Are you pushing it? There you go. Okay, Madam City Clerk, there was a motion by Councilmember Love and a second by Councilmember Tanaka. Will you call the roll, please? Or initiate the vote? Okay, and let's end the vote.
Motion passes. Tanaka, Henderson, Serta, Francis, and Love.
Okay. And is there a motion to nominate Philip A. Johnson Sr. to the Wall of Fame? Okay, there was a motion by Councilmember Love and a second by Councilmember Francis. Will you initiate the vote? Okay, we can end the vote.
Motion. What happened? Screen is blank. I did see that the motion passed. It's just not up on the screen.
Okay.
I don't have the order.
But the motion was passed by all five.
Madam
Yes,
City
all
Clerk,
five. Yes.
can you please state, though, that the names of all five?
Yes, of course. Mayor Serta, Tanaka, Francis, Henderson, and Love.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next, can I get a motion to appoint Susan Wells Medina to the Wall of Fame? Okay, Madam City Clerk, there's a motion by Councilmember Love and a second by Councilmember Francis. Will you initiate the vote? Okay, we can end the vote.
Motion passes. Tanaka, Henderson, Serta, Francis, and Love.
Okay. I think we have one more. Okay. At this time, can we get a motion to appoint Woods Rayburn Woolwine Jr.? Okay, Madam City Clerk, there was a motion made by Councilmember Love and a second by Councilmember Francis. Will you call the vote or initiate the vote? I'm sorry. Okay, we can end the vote.
It's not ending. Not ending.
Hold on, let me try it on this end. I got it on this end.
That's weird.
Oh, mine's not working either.
That's not working.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Motion passes. Tanaka, Henderson, Serta, Francis, and Love.
Okay. Well, congratulations to all the people who got nominated to be on the Wall of Fame. As was mentioned, we went through everybody. As was mentioned, we will have the ceremony on September the 13th at 7 p.m. So thank you guys again for nominating the various people who served, and let them know that it was approved by the council. So thank you. Okay. Okay, so next up is item number 20B. Mr. City Manager.
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, agenda item 20B is designation of voting delegate representative for the League of California Cities Annual Conference and Expo, October 8 to 10, 2025. Staff recommends the City Council designate a member of the City Council to serve as the City of Gardena's voting delegate during the October 8 to 10, 2025 League of California Cities Annual Conference and Expo being held at the Long Beach Convention Center. Consistent with league bylaws, the city's voting delegate must be designated by its city council. As Gardena's delegate to the LA County League of California Cities, Councilmember Rodney Tanaka is registered to attend and represent the city of Gardena at the annual conference and expo and will be available to serve in this capacity. In the event that Councilmember Tanaka cannot attend, Mayor Tasha Serta, the alternate of the LA County League of California Cities, can represent the city of Gardena. Therefore, staff recommends the City Council designate Councilmember Tanaka to represent the city of Gardena as its official voting delegate, and Mayor Serta as the official voting delegate alternate during the League's annual conference and expo in October. Council action regarding selection of voting delegate is advised by September 24, 2025. The selection information attested by the city clerk will be submitted by the League of California Cities Office by the required 2025 deadline. There is no financial impact. What's required tonight is designate voting delegate and a representative.
Okay, thank you. Madam City Clerk, do we have anybody from the public wishing to speak on this item?
No, Madam Mayor.
Okay. So I have just, I guess, one quick question, clarification. So because Councilmember Tanaka is the actual delegate, he will attend the conference the entire time, but only if he's unable to attend, like on the voting day, then I will have to then step in.
That is correct, Madam Mayor.
Okay, so we don't both have to be there concurrently.
Correct.
Okay, all right, that's understood. So are there, I'm sorry, Councilmember Francis. Oh, that was a vote? Okay, hold on. Okay, well, hold on. So let me pull you back here for a second. I thought that was a question. So if there are no other questions here, can we get a motion as we designate the voting delegates as Councilmember Tanaka is the delegate and myself, do I have to say my name, Carmen? Tasha Serta, Mayor, is the alternate for the League of California Cities Annual Conference and Expo. Can we get a motion? And a second. Okay. Madam City Clerk, a motion is made by Francis and a second by Henderson. We can initiate the vote. Okay. We can end the vote.
The motion passes. Oh. Okay. Motion passes with 4 yeas, 1 nay. The yeas are Tanaka, Henderson, Serta, Francis, and the nay is Love.
Okay. Next up is item number 20C. Mr. City Manager.
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, agenda item 20C is resolution number 6712. Discuss and consider adopting resolution number 6712, redistributing the community discretionary fund of Councilmember Wanda Love to the rest of the City Council. In 2000, the City of Gardena established a community discretionary fund, allowing each City Council member to allocate up to $2,000 to community organizations of their choosing per fiscal year. A censure hearing for Councilmember Love was held at the August 12, 2025 regular City Council meeting. At that meeting, resolution number 6709 was adopted, removing Councilmember Wanda Love's access and authority to distribute funds from the community discretionary fund. The motion was made by Mayor Pro Tem Henderson, seconded by Councilmember Tanaka, and supported by Mayor Serta. Councilmember Francis and Councilmember Love voted in opposition of resolution number 6709. At the August 12, 2025 regular council meeting, Mayor Serta gave a directive that a resolution be prepared to redistribute the $2,000 from the community discretionary fund previously allocated to Councilmember Love equally among the other 4 council members. The purpose of the directive is to ensure that local community organizations can still benefit from this fund. The directive was seconded by Councilmember Tanaka. There is no financial impact. What is required is discuss and consider adopting resolution number 6712.
Okay, thank you. Madam City Clerk, do we have anybody from the public wishing to speak on this item?
No, Madam Mayor.
Okay, Councilmember Francis.
Back on, sorry about that. Am I correct, the last time we had this discussion, Councilmember Love, there's a resolution ordinance to censure her. We did that already. Am I right about that? So that already happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we never did, at least I never got a good answer about what was the, it was unprofessional behavior. Was that the cause?
In the 38 pages, yeah, that was.
In 38 pages with the lawyer here, and
Mhm.
and he, although he never really read it, but he said it was 70 pages long, I think. I think he said it was 70 pages long, and every now and then he would say something about page 3, but he never really read it, anything. And I never really got a good answer about what was unprofessional behavior. So we did the censure, right? Everything was approved by that. That passed. All right, now, so why are we still having this conversation? I'm sorry. We said, and as I did a little research about censure, it's like no, don't do that anymore. That's slap on the wrist. No, that was not okay, and we don't approve of that. Am I right about that? Okay, so we did that. So what, I just don't, I'm still having difficulty understanding why are we going on with it? And that's what I don't get it. And quite frankly, I don't mean to, I just think that it's getting to the point of being punitive. Because I guess maybe because I just don't understand what the whole, help me now, because maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but she has a discretionary fund, and we already agreed that, resolution and all that passed, the censure, so what is this all about? I'm still having trouble getting to this, and I think it's gone on way too long. I think we need to get it done and move there. Not this particular thing, but just, we had the censure, that went past now. Let's move forward. What do we need to move forward besides, because all this is doing is just, I just don't get it. Why isn't there say redistribute fund? What is that going to do? What purpose would that serve? I guess that's my question.
Okay.
Because we already did the censure.
Okay.
And I just understand about redistributing community discretionary fund of One of Love to the rest of City Council. And you can, and let me go ahead and say right now, I don't really want any of her fund.
Okay.
So if it's 1, 2, 3, you three don't want to divide it, you go ahead and divide it among yourselves. But I decline that because I just have a problem with this. All right, and I don't really want to participate in this part of it. I didn't want to participate in the other part either. So you know how my vote went because it says so right here. So anyway, so can you help me out here, Madam Mayor? I greatly appreciate it. And I'm sure other folks might appreciate too. Let's listen to this.
Okay, no, I think you said it correctly. So part of the censure was to remove the discretionary funds, and we did that. But this is now giving the community the opportunity to still be able to ask for money to be donated to whatever their cause is if they have a nonprofit here. So we want to make sure that that money's just not sitting, I don't know, in whatever the account. They still have that ability. We don't want to punish any of the nonprofits. So like you mentioned, it's going to be redistributed. That's what we're talking about here. The censure part, we've said what it was. We just want to make sure that the community still has that opportunity that if they would like to request it, because maybe they've gotten it in the past. So just to give them that ability, because it is given by a council member. So that's all this here is doing.
Okay, so let me.
Well, hold on, let me just finish.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I
No,
interrupted. Go
no,
ahead.
it's okay. But that's all that this here is doing. And so it's giving the community that opportunity because the money will still be available if any nonprofit would like to come forward and request, as all of us do with ours. So that's the only thing that this here is doing. It's just the censure has happened already. So
Okay.
this is just so that the community doesn't have to suffer from this here.
But the censure, as help me understand this. Can I talk, or I need to push a button or something?
Probably push a button, yeah, just so
Okay.
we're going in order.
In
And then I have to let
keyword.
Councilmember Love talk after that.
Okay,
So
well,
go ahead.
Okay, so as I understand it, the censure said that was not okay, whatever she was supposed to, whatever that unprofessional behavior was, she's not to do that anymore. And I guess, like I explained, folks, I have a problem because in my profession, I'm an educator, and we have a whole list of professional standards as stated by the state of California. They're called California Teaching Standards and Professional Behavior. It's all written down, and you can point to this one if I ever violate one of the standards, say this. But in this case, that wasn't quite what was going on. It wasn't quite as objective as I thought it should have been. But that, again, that's me and my profession and how we do things. So, but this now, and then the last time we just talked about censure. We didn't talk about her discretionary fund. So it's like oops, we forgot about this kind of move to me. But so did the censure include all that? Because it didn't say so.
Madam City Attorney, go ahead and address
Did
that.
it say that in when we
The
went to
censure
vote?
resolution, discussed the behavior. In addition, it requested for her to attend additional training. And the third item was for the community funds for her to no longer have access. That is the resolution that was passed at the censure hearing.
So then what is this for then? If it's already been discussed, you said you just want money sitting there.
So she no longer has access to those funds. What this resolution, the sole purpose of this resolution is to have those funds that she no longer has access to be redistributed to the remaining council members.
Okay, so this is the afterthought part. All right, thank you.
Okay. Councilmember Love?
Yeah, Councilwoman Francis, yes, that was, the funds were rescinded. That was already established in the last council meeting. And this was kind of an afterthought because it didn't come up until after I asked the question, how was this really disciplining me by taking the funds back? But I do have a question for staff. Prior to that council meeting, our last council meeting, I submitted a request for $1,000 of my discretionary funds to be given to MAP, the nonprofit organization. And I'm just curious as to, will that organization, since that request was submitted prior to this, the rescinding of my funds, will that nonprofit organization still receive their funds?
I don't know. Madam City Attorney or City Manager?
That all depends on the timing. So when you, I don't know when you, I think I saw your email, but just because you say today I request, that goes to all of you. I request that the funds be distributed to X. It goes through a whole process where finance gathers all the information, paperwork gets distributed, and then a check is cut every 2 weeks. Now, if I don't recall whether the censure fell before the check was cut. So let's just say that the check wasn't cut yet. The check wasn't cut yet, then the funds would not be eligible because the censure would then take an effect, thereby rescinding your request.
Is that in writing somewhere? Because I think it should go by when the request was made. It would be different if the request had to be approved or it had to go through some vetting process or something like that. But since the request was submitted before we had the council meeting, and I clearly understand that there's a 2-week process because the checks has to go through the whole warrant registry and all of that shows up on the council meeting in the agenda packet. But is there some written law, rule, or something that says that in order to get the discretionary funds, it has to be in by this deadline or it has to beat this date? Because if the request was submitted and in the past, there's never been a problem with the funds being distributed, with the process of the funds being distributed, I don't see why this nonprofit should be penalized and denied the request that was submitted prior to this foolishness, prior to the funds being rescinded. And if the mayor is saying that we want to get those funds into the hands of the nonprofit, I don't see why that nonprofit should suffer because my colleague decided to rescind my funds.
So like you said, everything has to go to the warrant register, right? Just because it was submitted for payment, it ultimately, you, the body, has to decide whether it needs to be paid or not.
But we've never had to vote on a discretionary fund, distribution of a discretionary fund in the past.
We've never had a censure that talks about discretionary funds. This is the first time for everything. This is the first experience that staff finance had as far as receiving your request. We received it, passed through AP, going through the 2-week process, and then the censure came down, and then they have to honor the censure.
So are you saying
that's
that so you're saying that the council need to vote on whether this nonprofit is going to get this money, or are we going to go by what Tasha said, that the nonprofits need to reach out to them?
Mayor Serta,
and
not
say
Tasha. We're not friends like that. It's Mayor
No,
Serta.
we're not friends like that.
So it's Mayor
but,
Serta.
Are we going to deny the nonprofit because my colleagues decided to rescind? If she's saying that all they have to do is reach out for the funds, what I'm trying to find out tonight is that nonprofit going to be penalized and punished because that was the discretionary funds that I wanted to give them?
So the whole point of tonight's this agenda is to be able to redistribute the funds that was rescinded
I understand that.
on your behalf. Now, if the rest of the city council wants to still give that to the nonprofit that you selected, then they wouldn't be punished per se.
Okay, I'm going by what was stated at the last council meeting. And after I brought up the question, how is this punishing me? Then it was brought up that if those nonprofits, you might want to look back at the video, if those nonprofits still want the money, all they have to do is reach out. What I am trying to find out right now is will the nonprofit MAP that I requested $1,000 for still receive their funding? I do not want them penalized because I'm dealing with petty patties.
So my understanding is that your request was rescinded because of the censure
I understand
resolution. That's, so to answer your question, no, they will not get the funding unless the rest of the city council chooses to select them as a recipient of
That was the
$1,000.
answer that I was looking for, that you could have gave me 10 minutes ago.
Okay. Okay,
Just, Madam Mayor, if you don't mind.
hit the button, hit the button.
Oh.
There you go.
Councilmember
Councilmember Francis.
Okay, so.
Thank you.
So correct me if I'm wrong, there were two issues. One, the censure, and then one, now the censure just said, in terms of talking to staff, you can't do that. Is that right?
That was the censure back in January.
That was censure back in January. Okay, so, and then.
This current censure
This current.
stated three things. One,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't agree with the conduct. Two, requested that she attend additional trainings. Three, I believe. And three, it withdrew her ability to have access to the $2,000. Those were the three things on the censure that was passed at the last council meeting.
Oh, I didn't see that part. I'm sorry. So, and this, we're basically trying to fix it now, because to me, if it's already been done, then why are we still having this conversation? I mean, it was done with the last censure. Now, all these three things happened, and the funding was the last one. Then I'm just not clear why do we need to discuss it, and because it's a whole different separate resolution. So why are we still having to discuss this now? That's why that's the part I don't get. If it was part of the censure, then we don't need to have this conversation. Does that make sense, or am I way off base here?
The censure resolution.
You said three things, right?
Three things, right? The third thing being her not having access to the $2,000.
Okay, so
Following that censure resolution, there was a directive that we bring back a resolution where those $2,000 that were now no longer going to be used be redistributed to the four of you, meaning each one of you would get $500 additional money in your account.
all right.
That is
so
what this resolution is doing.
this one. So it's
proposing.
just rather than doing just one big thing at the last meeting when we voted last time, we had to have a separate vote to distribute the money. The discretionary fund. Am I right? So we had to do a separate one. We couldn't. It didn't happen all with the last one.
It didn't because the draft resolution that was before you at the last council meeting
Didn't include this.
did not talk about any redistribution of funds, correct?
Oh, I see. That's the part I wanted to be clear about. Thank you so much. I appreciate your response.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I know the motion will be to consider adopting resolution number 6712. Councilmember Francis, you made it clear that you did not want any of these funds. Is that still correct?
That is still correct. I
Okay.
appreciate that, but no, I just rather not. It just doesn't seem. This doesn't seem right. I'm just having a problem with the whole situation.
Okay.
I think it could have been handled. I'm be real clear. I'm disappointed in the way that this whole thing has been handled to begin with.
Okay.
I think it could have been handled a lot better, a lot more professionally.
Okay.
But thank you so much. And so,
Okay.
No, I really don't.
Okay.
Thank you, if you don't mind.
Okay, so Madam City Clerk, with that being said here, if a new motion were made now to consider, we need to amend this actually here because it would not be distributed amongst four people now. Now it would be considered three. So do we need to vote for 6712 and then vote it down first and then, or what's the best way to do it? What's the
Sure.
cleanest way to do this?
So you would have to make a motion to approve 67-112 with the amendment that instead of four, it'd be three council members. And we would state on the record the three council members for clarity.
Okay.
And that would be the motion that you should be making if that's what you intend on doing.
Okay, so the motion for this to go to three council members and not four, and I need to state what each name?
Correct.
Okay. So at this time, is there a motion to adopt resolution number 6712 with the amendment to change it where the funds would go to three members, which would be Councilmember Tanaka, Mayor Serta, and Mayor Pro Tem Henderson, those three, and not to the 4 council members. Am I saying this correctly?
Yes.
Okay. So at this time, can I get a motion to approve that? All right, Madam City Clerk, there was a motion by Councilmember Henderson and a second by Councilmember Tanaka. Will you initiate the vote? Okay. Okay, we can end the vote. Mark, you didn't vote yet? Okay, we can end the vote now. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The motion passes with 3 yeas, Tanaka, Henderson, Serta, and 2 nays, Francis and Love.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next up is council directives. Does any member of the council have any directives at this time? Okay, if none, then we'll move on to city manager remarks regarding previous directives and council items.
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, I just have 3 memos that have been distributed to your attention. First is CDD monthly report. The other one is the traffic safety on Rosecrans Avenue, and then the street takeover on Marine and Western. So that's my report.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next up are council remarks. We're going to begin tonight with Councilmember Tanaka.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mine's very short since her last. I did the COGS legislative briefing. The only person that was actually live on Zoom was Congresswoman Maxine Waters. All the other Senate representatives. But I think they were kind of out of session, but there was pretty much the same information that was given throughout the entire meeting. And I joined the Guardian Jazz Festival, which was a really great event. Good job, Stephanie and her staff. The entertainment was excellent, so we appreciate what you did. And my
Okay, thank you. Next up is Councilmember Love.
I did not attend a lot of events since our last meeting, but I did attend the Gardena Jazz 22nd Annual Jazz Fest put on by Senator Stephen Bradford. I have to say that when I initially looked at the lineup, I wasn't real thrilled about it. But I will say to all of the residents and the attendees at the Jazz Fest, I did walk a lot during that event, and I actually had to change clothes. But I actually got in like 13,899 steps. So I talked to a lot of people, and I have to admit that that was a very good event for me. And I just want to tell the community that the love that you guys showed me out there in the crowd, walking those almost 14,000 steps was amazing, and I really needed that energy. So to Senator Bradford, I just want to, again, send my condolences to your family regarding your sister. It was an honor to release a dove in her memory. You did a great job. You pushed through it, and you did what you needed to do. And that ends my report.
Okay, thank you. Next up is Councilmember Francis.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Since our last meeting, I attended the Softball Youth Awards Banquet, and that was a lot exciting, a lot of fun to see our young people that participated and got awards, even though they did lose to the Ishikawa group, but it was nice. It was a great event, and even one of my former students who now lives here in Gardena was there, so it was really exciting. I got to see his mom and his sister again. I also attended the Camp DA, hosted by Gardena's own Dylan Andrews, and that was also very exciting. The skills and the effort and perseverance that you get from sports, I couldn't teach that in the classroom. You can't find it in the book, so I appreciate him doing that for our young people. And next year, I hope he does one just for our women, our young women. I also attended the Gardena Jazz Festival. It was excellent this year. I heard nothing but good compliments, and everyone really enjoyed themselves. They said there were 7,000 people in attendance, which is about 3,000 more than last year. I think it's about 4,000 last year. And I'm just amazed. It was just a wonderful event, and it was a little warm, but very enjoyable altogether, and the talent was wonderful. and had a good time with that. I also attended the Second Time Around Club, which that's our seniors group that meets at Raleigh Park every Monday, of which I'm an honorary member. They're trying to make me a full-time member, but I got other plans right now. And also, I want to thank Rayshard Riley for what he did on that airplane. When you're 30,000 feet in the air, you don't want anything to go wrong. You want everybody to stay in their seat and behave themselves. And it took a lot of courage for him to do that, and just instinct. But again, he's a teacher, and that's part of what we do. I also want to congratulate and thank Steve Rogers for his service to the Gardena Economic Business Advisory, and also as being a business leader in our city. And I want to congratulate and thank all our Wall of Fame inductees. They're a wonderful group of people. For example, Woolwine, he has been on the Recreation Park Commission for, I think, about 50 years. And of course, Susanna Medina, these are folks that I know about, brought this Cinco de Mayo parade to City Gardena and helped organize that, and has been involved in that every year. So Gardena is a wonderful city. For those of you who don't know already, we have a great staff. Appreciate your staff. And staff, they were amazing at the Jazz Festival. They were, including Director Santine, who was carrying trays and distributing sodas and potato chips to make sure everybody was comfortable and had a good time. So I thank you, staff, for those that worked the Jazz Festival. And congratulations to Senator Bradford because really 22 years ago, when he first talked about doing that, everybody said, no, we can't, no, Gardena, Jazz Festival in Gardena, no way. No way, it's not gonna happen. And here we are 22 years later, and it's on the radio and people know about it and people come from all around. Also, my condolences to his family at the passing of his sister, Vicky, who is also a Gardena resident. And I think that pretty much concludes my comments and my remarks. For those of you that are watching at home, please tune in and come on down and visit us. Come on down and sit in on a meeting. It'd be nice to see someone here besides staff and some of our community folks. Then you get a better view of what we do, how we do it as council members, and why we do it. And in terms of voting and discussing the issues that are at hand. And I believe that concludes my reports. Thank you so much, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you. For myself, since the last council meeting, attended a few events. The first one was breakfast with it was called Breakfast with the Mayor for South Bay Association of Realtors. And I gave a brief, kind of like a little mini state of the city presentation to the realtors there, some suggestions of different things that they could use as talking points when they sell houses here in the city of Gardena, because sometimes it's not just as simple as trying to sell the house, but give some good facts about Gardena, some, what the history and the heritage is here. So had a lot of fun doing that. It was a lot of people there, and I just want to thank the South Bay Association of Realtors. I know our city clerk was the president. I know she's still a very active member, so it's always great going back there to just kind of give a quick little presentation there. Also, a couple of days later, I had a meeting with the Consulate General of Mexico, along with some of the neighboring mayors in the surrounding cities. And the topic of discussion was in relation to immigrants, protests that were going on. And he gave a lot of really good information for those who are living here and not legal, things that you can do if you're fearful of getting picked up. So a lot of great information, legal resources, and things of that nature, because all of the different mayors, we're like, how can we help the community? And, what's out there to offer. And so he gave a lot of really great advice, and we were able to ask him questions about what their embassy does in relation to help immigrants. So that was really good. Also, I attended my monthly CCGA meeting where we deal with the California card rooms here, not only in Gardena, but throughout the state of California. And along with Councilmember Francis, I attended the Youth Baseball and Softball Awards Banquet. Not one night, but 2 nights we did it. And as always, we appreciate all the young people who participate in all the sports and their families for bringing them out there and supporting them, because the young people really need that kind of encouragement. And also, one other thing I attended with Councilman Francis is the Home of the Month. And in the past, I've attended that. But what was different about this year, one of our neighbors from a Neighborhood Watch, I didn't realize it was his house, and he had the most immaculate yard I think I've ever seen. It was like something out of, I don't know, Brentwood or something. Just the care and just the meticulousness of his yard. It was amazing. And he was so excited that he invited a ton of his family. There were people who came from Cerritos and family members from just Lakewood, all over, and he had refreshments there. And that's the first time I've ever gone to one of those and had that. So it wasn't just a Home of the Month picture, but it was like a little party in celebration. So he was really, really excited. I want to thank the Beautification Committee for choosing him, because that's a big honor for somebody, especially when they put that much time and effort into fixing their property up. And it just really shows that pride of ownership. And that's something that we constantly need to keep talking about in Gardena. Oftentimes I tell people, yes, as a council, we're going to always try to bring in the good businesses and the good developments, but for our homes that are currently here and the businesses that are currently existing, let's keep those properties up. Let's make sure that they're maintained. Let's, sweep in front of your properties. Make sure the weeds are taken care of. Paint your investments here in the city. And so that's important. So again, that beautification committee just kind of helps remind people of that. So to Councilmember Francis and all those who are on that board, thank you guys for doing that. On this past Saturday, I also attended the Renee Napier Appreciation Ceremony. This is something that this lady does, or she's an activist actually, that helps a lot of homeless people. But her big thing that she does every year, she wants to take time to recognize first responders. And she recognizes officers from San Diego all the way to the South Bay, and it's police, fire, and military people. And every year she pays for the banquet herself at the Marriott Hotel in Long Beach. And it's not just a little simple dinner, but she goes all out with beautiful everything. I mean, just everything is really nice. You would think you're going to a high-end wedding. And she takes the time to just recognize the first responders. Captain Cuff was there. I didn't know he was going to be there, and it was great being able to showcase him in his new position that he's in as captain there. So I was happy that he was there in attendance with myself. So that was a great event to attend. And then also later on that day, I attended the funeral services of one of our church first ladies, and that was Miss Geneva Futrell, she and her husband had a church here in the city of Gardena for over 22 years. And then also on Sunday, I did attend the famous and the annual Jazz Festival. And again, it was a great job, and we really appreciate all the people who attend. And yes, it would look like a full 7,000, and it wasn't just a little bit hot, it was a lot of bit hot. It was really hot, but that didn't stop the people at all. The music was good, the atmosphere was great, and people enjoyed that. And so everywhere you went, whether you were in the back of the food trucks or you just walked around the what I call the bigger part there in the general admission, folks were just having a great time. And the old joke is our jazz festival sometimes is the Gardena High School reunion. So a lot of people were out there just having a great time. We had a great lineup, and as always, our staff does an amazing job. And like I said, it was really hot out there, and they were just steady on it. So again, kudos to everybody who participated in that. I know it wasn't just Parks and Rec, but I know Public Works and PD and everybody. There were a lot of different departments there. So with that ends my report. And one last thing, I just want to do a quick shout out. Happy birthday to Anthony Dixon. Today's his birthday. He's 21 again. So that ends my report. And next up is Mayor Pro Tem Henderson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'll be brief. I attended my SCAG Legislative Committee. Also was at the Jazz Festival. Also want to give condolences to Senator Bradford. It's tough when you lose a sibling that you're close to, so I want to make sure we keep his family in our thoughts and prayers, and let's keep each other in thoughts and prayers because everybody's going through a little something. A wise man told me once that if we all threw our problems in the middle of the street, you would take yours back. So just always think about that. Everybody's going through something. I want to say congratulations to all the inductees again. We want to reiterate that on the Wall of Fame. City of Gardena, we recognize hard work, and the minimum 25 years of service to a community says a lot. That's a high bar to really reach. Also want to say congratulations again to my friend Steve Rogers. Been knowing him for quite a while, so it's good that He and I have been able to work together on quite a few things. So he's enjoying himself in La Jolla on the beach and everything. So I kind of check on him. So he's doing all right. Also want to give our city kudos. I think, the way we have our invocation at the beginning of every meeting and we display every faith in the city of Gardena, I think that's a testament to what America is as far as the freedom of religion and to worship how you see fit. So I just want to, again, congratulate our city on that we recognize all faiths in our community. Madam Mayor, that ends my report.
Okay, thank you. I forgot I had one other announcement to make, and this is a good one for our audience out there. I am excited to announce that we are going to have a new grocery store in the city of Gardena. We just finished signing the last of the paperwork for a new Sprouts in the city. So that's where the old 99-cent store used to be on Redondo and Normandy. And so this has been a long, laborious negotiation back and forth with them, but it is finally finished now. And so now it's official. We can announce it now that Gardena will get a Sprouts. I don't have the date in front of me yet, but it is coming to the city of Gardena. So that was one more thing I wanted to announce. So we have a couple of quick announcements here. So August 28th, we have, I thought it was called Coffee with a Cop, but apparently it has a better name, Meet the Chief. And that's this coming Thursday, August 28th at Starbucks on Redondo Beach in Normandy. Well, the official address is 1400 West Redondo Beach Boulevard from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So everyone, I encourage you to come out, meet the chief, meet your district lieutenant officer or any of our officer staff that are out there, because I know they love meeting our community. Also, we have, want to make sure everybody knows that we have cooling centers here in the city of Gardena. And then for residents who do not have an air-conditioned home and wish to get relief from the extreme heat, the two locations are Nakoka Community Center, that's here off of 162nd here in Western on City Hall campus. And the other is Raleigh Park on 132nd and Van Ness. So the times for the Nakoka Community Center is from 8 to 6. This location is open regularly from Monday through Friday, should temperatures reach 90 degrees and higher. As well, if it is that hot, it will also open on the weekends. For Raleigh Park, the cooling center is available from 10 to 6 p.m., again, when the temperature reaches 90 degrees and above. So seating and cold water will be available to those who need it. We also have Keep Gardena Beautiful Day coming up, Community Cleanup Day, which will be Saturday, September the 20th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. We do encourage people to register early. The deadline is September the 5th. You can call City Hall or you can go on this link here, https://kgbd2025.eventbrite.com. Again, if you didn't get that, call City Hall and we'll direct you there. Also, we have our 24th anniversary for our 9/11 commemoration ceremony, which will be Thursday, September the 11th from 9 a.m., at 9 a.m., and that will be on the City Hall lawn, which will be here on City Hall campus at 162nd here. So join us for the commemoration ceremony to pay tribute to those who lost their lives during the terrorist attack on September 11th, 2001. We also have a movie night series. We have 3 movies that we will be showing. On September the 12th, we'll be showing Paddington in Peru. That'll be Friday, September 12th, 2025 from 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. That too will be on the City Hall lawn. On October the 10th, we will have the movie Hotel Transylvania 3, which will be Friday, October 10th, and that will be at Fukai Park, and that's located off of 158th in Brighton. That will be from 6:30 p.m. to 9. And then we will have, on Friday, November the 14th, we will have the Minecraft movie, which will be back here at City Hall from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. And this, again, is part of the movie night series for 2025. We also have our 95th anniversary celebration, which will be Saturday, September the 13th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Here at City Hall Complex, where we'll be featuring food, our Wall of Fame induction, raffles, celebratory drone show as well. And it also mentions more surprises to follow. So make sure you show up at the 95th anniversary. And then on Saturday, September the 27th, we have our Food, Wine, and Brew Festival from 12 to 7 p.m., where it'll be food, drinks, entertainment, silent auctions, and more. Tickets will go on sale Monday, July the 7th, which has already happened. General admission is $25. Reserved tables are $85. You can go to https:// Gardena 15th Annual Food, Wine, brew.eventbrite.com, or you can just call City Hall. Also, something to note is all military members, past and present, can receive one free general admission ticket with military ID. Tickets are only available in person at the location listed above on or the day of the event. And the location is the Nakoka Community Center, which is open from Monday through Friday from 8 to 6 p.m. And of note, all the proceeds from the Food, Wine, and Brew Festival support the Gardenia Senior Services and Alzheimer's Support Program. Those are your announcements. So next, we're going to move on to remembrances. Tonight, we're going to adjourn in memory of Mrs. Geneva Futrell, who was 94 years of age, served as the First Lady at South Vermont Avenue Baptist Church in Gardena for 23 years, and Barachi Baptist Church in Gardena for another 22 years. So now, we're going to move on to adjournment. The Gardena City Council will adjourn to the closed session portion of the City Council meeting at 7 p.m., followed by the regular City Council meeting at 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, September 9, 2025. So at this time, we are adjourned.